Hey, what's up, guys? My name is June, or some people call me Junie or Junie B. Doesn't really matter which one you call me, just as long as you call me. Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a while. I've been on quite a bit of a hiatus, and since it's been so long, I want to do a little something special for you. You know what I mean? I got a fantastic magic trick to show you. Hold on. Let me go get my shit. All right. Here we go. Here go a paper towel right here. See the paper towel? All right. Let's do this. Pay attention, guys. You like that? You like my little magic trick? Yeah, I thought I'd do a little something special for you, since I missed you so much, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, sorry for that very long hiatus and stuff, you know what I mean? I ran into a lot of technical difficulties and life was just lifing. I know some of those negative Nancy's probably thought that I ran out of stories or whatever. Nope. I'm still here. I got a lot of more stories to go and whatnot. And I got another one right now. So here goes another one for my supporters and for my doubters, you bitch ass niggas. So today, I'm going to talk about limerence. Do you know what limerence is? If you don't, let me explain. Basically, limerence is a crush, but on steroids. And you already know how crushes go. It's basically when you're infatuated with the look or the idea of someone, but you don't actually know this person. And with crushes, you typically end up crushed. So yeah, that's basically what limerence is, but times 100 or 1,000. It depends. So now I'm about to tell you about the time I went into limerence because it's quite an interesting story. It's honestly kind of embarrassing, but oh well. Also, look, check out my teeth. I've been having braces for like a little bit. It's a space right here because they've been pulling my teeth over this way. You know what I mean? But my gap is closed, And then, you can see the progression, right? Like from where it was. If anybody knows what my teeth look like. See that? Yeah. So this story, begins about 5 years ago during the pandemic, 2020, it was the time. But we're not going to dwell too much on that very eye-opening traumatic event. We're only going to focus on my eye-opening traumatic event, okay? So anyway, we was on lockdown and whatnot, and I was in my living room probably doing homework because at the time I was in school to become a dental assistant. Or, I was probably just scrolling on IG. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I was in my living room chilling. So yeah, I was in my living room chilling and stuff. And my friend at the time sent me somebody's live on Instagram. And, I entered the person's live and it was some girl, entertaining her viewers with her craft. I'm not going to say what her craft is because low-key scared you guys might find out who I'm talking about. And I like to protect the people that I talk about in my videos. That's why I changed their names, So yeah, I hopped in her live and immediately I'm like, ooh, who is she? Because I thought she was really pretty. And I immediately start flirting. I'm in her comments and stuff, sending heart eyes and saying that she's really pretty and stuff like that. And telling her that I like her smile because she has a really nice smile. Like that's the first thing I noticed about her. Like, damn, I want to make you smile all the time. Now, I'm not sure why he sent me this girl's live. I don't know if it's because she was a pretty black girl from the same city as me that's really into music. And he was like, oh, June will support her. Or is because she's a pretty black girl from the same city as me, and he thought that I would think she was cute and try to game her up or something. I don't know. Maybe it was a mixture of both. I don't know. So yeah, I'm in her comments flirting and stuff. And I asked her, hey, why did they call you, by this name? Her stage name, her IG handle. And people in her comments was answering for her. They was like, oh, because she got that drip. She got that drip. I'm like, okay. Okay, so what's your real name? And people in the comments answered. They said, Shayla. Yeah, that's going to be her fake name for this story or whatever. And then I asked, okay, well, what's your zodiac sign? And she was like, Leo. I'm like, oh, okay, Leo. I like Leos. So, yeah, I'm trying to gas her up. I'm trying to game her up and stuff. And, when her live was over, I ended up following her after that, And she will post on her stories. And from time to time, I would slide up in her DMs and say little flirty things and ask her questions like, oh, what's your favorite color? She said green. I'm like, okay, well, what's your moon sign? She said Pisces. I'm like, Pisces, huh? So when I found out that her moon was in Pisces and of course her sun sign is Leo, I was like, dating her will probably be like being in a romantic comedy with somebody that demands to be treated like a princess. She's probably really emotional, like sensitive, probably really sweet with a big heart, but at the same time, the type that will burn down your house and blow up your car if you play with her. Did I guess right? Am I in the ballpark somewhere? Am I delusional? Bitch, you did voodoo on me. So later on, I was on her live again, flirting in the comments as usual. And she was just smiling with that smile. And, I was somewhat interested, you know what I mean? And I kind of wanted her to be interested in me too. So what I did was I sent her live to, some of my family and some of my friends that were in the same field of work as her, or at least were just really big, like music lovers. And most of them, if not all of them, ended up following her. And because of that, she ended up following me. You know what I mean? And she even posted on her story, she was like, I really appreciate when people tell other people about me and stuff and like support me and all that. She was like, I really appreciate that. I'm like, okay. I'm in there, guys. I'm about to be in it. So another time, I was on her live again, and I'm being flirty again. But this time, she had like this irritation on her face. Like she kind of had like this mean mug on her face. So I'm just like, damn, what's wrong with her? Right? And I don't know who it was on live with her, but it was some other girl on live with her. And they were both saying, if you want to talk to her, come talk to her in person. Come to one of her gigs. Come talk to her in person. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm like, all right, for sure, I'll do that. So later on, I seen that she was throwing this event called Please and Thank You. So I hit my friend up that sent me her live in the first place because he's friends with her. And I figured it would be a good idea to go with him, because it'll be a lot easier to like break the ice or whatever, you know what I mean? Especially because I'm really shy. Like, I'm shy as fuck. It's mainly when it comes to like people that I'm interested in a romantic way. So I figured I'd bring him, and luckily he was down, so I was ecstatic. Like, yes, I'm about to be in it. So I even hit her up, telling her that I was gonna pull up when I was gonna come to her event. And I'm just really excited. Like, I'm ecstatic, and I got my little outfit ready and stuff. I'm in the mirror looking at myself, practicing and stuff. Like, okay, yeah, this what I'm gonna wear and this what I'm gonna say, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm shy, like, hella shy. Like, it's embarrassing. So, yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say, practicing and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm probably just gonna go up to her and be like, hey, what's up, Shayla? It's nice to finally meet you, in person. Your smile is even better in person, you know what I mean? You got a really nice smile. Like, what kind of toothpaste you use? Colgate? that Arm& Hammer, because you got a hella nice smile. I want to lick your teeth. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. Or maybe I should. So then I was going to hit her with the, hey, you doing anything after this? You know, you can't spell menu without me and you, so you should let me take you out to eat. Yeah, you like that? You like that? You like my game? I don't got no game. And then we would have went out to eat, right? I would have took her to one of my favorite spots, some real fine dining at this diner called Norms. Like, what you want, baby? You want some pancakes? You want some fruit toppings? You want some strawberries? Some blueberries too? You want some whipped cream? Extra whipped cream with some butter. Yeah, some syrup on the side. Okay. What else you want with that? You want some bacon? Some eggs with the cheese on it and stuff like that? You want some Hugo? Oh, yeah. You didn't know I was bilingual, huh, baby? Yeah, but whatever she wants, she can have, you know what I mean? It's all on me. I got you, baby. And while we was waiting for our food, or, you know, our comida, I would have whipped out my coloring books. Like, which one you want? Encanto, Lilo and Stitch, Batman, Spider-Man, the Wish one. Like, which one you want? You know, it's scientifically proven that coloring is a great stress reliever. So, you know, if you're with me, you're going to be stress-free. And you see, I got all the coloring books and the coloring pencils. You know what I'm saying? That stress-free life is calling me. It's calling us. Like, I even got your favorite color right here. Verde. Right. Let me sharpen it for you. There you go. Then, while we were coloring and waiting for our food, I would have leaned in and looked her straight in their pupils and told her, you have some beautiful eyes. They look like honey drenched in sunshine. And you have some real nice lips. If you kiss me, I'll probably melt into a big chocolate puddle. And I'm willing to take that risk if you are. And she would have kissed me, I probably would have reacted to her kiss, something like this. And then we would have kissed, had an amazing night, fell in love, got married, and then walked off into the sunset. The end. Just kidding. Honestly, knowing me, it would have went something more like this.
I just want to say, I think you're really neat, and I wonder if you could come over to my house and talk about dinosaurs casually sometime!
Sure. I'll talk about dinosaurs. I like your shirt, but I wish that T-Rex had feathers on it to make it more scientifically accurate.
I'm just kidding, I hate you, you never heard any of this!
But unfortunately, none of that happened because on the night of the event, my friend fucking flaked on me. You know, he told me that he wasn't really feeling social, and I understood that. I get like that too. And I wasn't about to go by myself, so I didn't. But yeah, later on, I ended up trying again because I seen that there was this event going on that she was working at. It was this grand reopening of this event space. And I'm like, cool. That shit looked cool as fuck because they had jumpers and they had like arcade machines there and stuff. I'm like, all right, for sure. I'm definitely going to that. So I hit up some of my friends and they hit up some of their friends and they're all down to go. I'm like, cool, now, you know, I got somebody to go with. You know what I mean? So I hit her up and I asked her to send the flyer to me. She sent the flyer to me, right? And on the flyer, it didn't have the address. So then I asked her, hey, can I have the address? And she said that she would send me the address when she got it herself. So I'm just like, she don't got the address? You know what I mean? Is this like a secret spot or something like that? I was a little confused on that. So I just waited, okay? So I waited a little while, like I waited a few hours or so. And then I ended up hitting her up. And I'm like, hey, you know, what's the address? Did you get the address yet? And she never responded to me. Matter of fact, she didn't even open my message. And I'm just like, yo, what just happened? Did she feel like I was being pushy? Did she just get too busy? Or did she get scared that I was really about to come up there and stuff like that? And it's like, girl, did you not say,
pull up on me? Pull up on me. Pull up on me. For real, if y'all want to pull up on me, pull up on me. Pull up on me. Pull up, pull up on me.
like, girl, don't be scared now? Honestly, I don't know what it was, but I wasn't even about to dwell on it. Like, I didn't think about it too much. Just kind of like, okay, I don't know what that was. So what I did later on was I ended up just asking her straight out. It's like, let's go out. I asked her out on Valentine's Day, actually. I'm like, hey, you want to go smoke and get some ice cream? And she said that she doesn't eat ice cream because she's lactose intolerant. And I'm like, okay, well, we go get some food or even like some coffee. It doesn't really matter. Like, do you want to just go out? And she said that she couldn't because she actually had to work on that day. She had to actually work some events on that day and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I left it alone. So yeah, I kind of backed up off her a little bit. I kind of like kept my distance or whatever. You know, sometimes I would like still comment on her stuff and say like, you know, she looked good or whatever. Or really just hard eyes or whatever. And just like her stuff. Because I did follow her. You know what I mean? And one day, sometime in the process of that, she randomly started posting her brother like a lot. Like she was spamming him, right? And telling everybody, like, oh, like this is my brother and stuff like that. And her brother is a pretty well-known artist. You know what I mean? He does music. He's a pretty good artist too. And I didn't know that. You know what I mean? But she was letting everybody know that. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, even after she posted that, I was pretty confused. I'm just like your actual brother? Like your blood brother? Or did y'all like just grow up with each other? Cause no lie, they look nothing alike. Like at all. I don't know. Maybe I just don't see it. Maybe if I was like to get like a real good look at them, I might be like, you guys do got the same nose. I don't know. I don't see it though. He does got nice teeth though. She got a nice smile. You know what I mean? There's some nice lips. But yeah, she posted that and afterwards was saying that she doesn't care about who you know or what you do for a living. If she fucks with you, it's because of who you are. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. That's great. But yeah, after she posted that, you know, was posting him and stuff, I was just kind of like, it might be a little hard to get close to her because she might think that I'm trying to get close to her because of her brother. Maybe like trying to use her or whatever, which wasn't the case for me. You know what I mean? Also, it kind of doesn't make sense for her to think that because I wouldn't known that that was her brother until she started spam posting him like that. And I'm just like, okay. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Even though she said all those things that she doesn't care about what you do for a living or who you know, I'm still kind of nervous. Like, you know, damn, am I good enough for her? You know what I mean? I don't got status like that. Or I don't got status at all. Like, I don't really got a lot of money like that yet. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn, like, how much does she care about numbers? You know? But yeah, I was like, man, fuck that. There are no leagues. I'm still gonna try, right? Like she said, she doesn't care about who I know or what I do for a living, right? So maybe she'll actually just like me for who I am, right? I'll only know unless I try, right? So like I said, I would say like flirty, goofy stuff to her. Like I would say all type of stupid shit to her. I couldn't help it. Like I had a strong physical attraction to her. And that attraction grew over time, especially when she started getting braids. Like she started getting individuals and it'll be different colors and they'll be like real long, like to her butt or past her butt. And I'm like, hell yeah, I love braids. The girl was already fly. She has a very good sense of style. Like when they say she put it on, she put that shit on. Like she's fly, you know what I mean? And she could kind of wear whatever she wants. She could lean more on the baggy side or the comfy fits, the streetwear type of stuff, or she could lean more on the other side where it's more girly, feminine clothes that's form fitting. You know what I mean? Like she could kind of go whichever way with it, or somewhere in between, because she put that shit on. Like she put that shit on. But yeah, I had like this strong draw to her. I'm all like, yo, am I tripping? Am I delusional? I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I'm also asking, bitch, you did voodoo on me? Now let me get into some of this goofy stuff I used to say to her. Now before I tell you this, you're not gonna judge me, right? You're not gonna judge me. You're gonna judge me. So yeah, it was this one time I'm in her live, right? And she's doing her thing and she's not really responding to anybody in her comments, right? So I'm just saying whatever I want to say, right? So at the time, she's playing this song called Gypsy Woman by Crystal Waters. And I'm in the comments saying, yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba dee, right? And when I posted that in her comments, she was like covering her mouth and then she walked off of camera. Like she was covering her laugh, you know what I mean? Trying to hold back her laugh, and she walked off camera because she was trying to hold back her laugh. I'm like, oh, you didn't want me to see that? Oh, you fake. Now I know you're ignoring the comments. So, because she thought it was funny, but she tried to hold it back. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, and for anybody that knows what song I'm talking about, that Gypsy Woman song, Crystal Waters, and when I said yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba dee, if you know what I'm talking about, you a real one. If you know what I'm talking about, comment in the comments what I'm talking about. And if you don't, look it up. Now I'm not going to tell you to look it up, but comment it so the other people so the other people can know what I'm talking about and they can look it up. Cause you haven't seen that? Are you living under a rock, bro? Here go another time I said some goofy stuff to her. I remember one time she made this little video where she was doing a get ready with me, and she was doing her makeup and she put her fit on and stuff. And she was also showing off some new shoes that she just got. I don't know what brand they were or anything, but they were like these green shoes that look like foam or whatever. Not sure if they're made out of foam or not, but they look like foam, right? And she posted that and even like reposted it on her stories. So I inboxed her and I was like, yo, send feet pics. And she just laughed, reacted to my message. And I'm looking at the message like, what's so funny? Like, are you going to send the feet pics or like, what's up? I'm waiting. So later on, again, I seen that there was this event being thrown and it looked pretty cool. It was a Beyonce themed party. It was actually Renaissance themed. And I'm looking like, that looks interesting. So I inboxed her and I'm just like, you gonna dress up like a cowgirl? And she's like, yeah, for sure. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see that. And she sent me the link so that I could like go to the event. And I'm like, I'm not really into parties, but afterwards you come over here with that outfit on. You know what I mean? If you want to, I'll get the rope so you can lasso me. And of course, she just laughed, reacted to it. Or she didn't laugh, react. She put like LMAO, like with a whole bunch of O's, like she thought it was really funny. And she was like, you're one of the funniest people that follow me, or if not the funniest person that follows her and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is funny. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to fall in love and stuff. Like what's not clicking, Steven? Like, come on, let's get this ball on the road. Let's get to know each other. You know what I mean? I'm trying to hold hands, especially because there was this one time she got her nails done, right? And they were like Dragon Ball Z nails. She got them orange and blue. You know, it was the Z Fighter outfit colors, and it had the little Z Fighter symbols on it too. You know what I mean? Or it might have been a turtle school symbol. I don't know which one is which. I'm not gonna lie. But either way, they were Dragon Ball Z nails. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. I'm trying to hold hands with her. It's funny because she got that nail design after I changed my Instagram name. Not my handle, but just the name that pops up when I inbox people or I watch their stories. I changed that name to Bitch I'm Goku, right? After I changed it to that, that's when she got that design. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, did I inspire that? Are you teasing me? Am I delusional? Bitch, you did voodoo on me. But yeah, the last time I asked her out, like this time I asked her out like directly. I don't remember where I asked her to go though. Like I don't remember what I said to her when I asked her out. But the last time I asked her out, she said, you know, she's really busy. She doesn't really have the space to date. She's really just trying to focus on her career right now. And I'm all like, oh yeah, you have told me that before. This was like a couple years ago or so, but she had told me that before. And I'm like, I don't know how I forgot that. Or maybe I thought like things would change because it's like, it's been like a year, it's been a couple years. So of course I didn't remember that shit. I don't remember a lot of shit. I don't remember what happened yesterday. So I decided, since she wasn't gonna let me get to know her, I decided to put her on mute. You know what I mean? Because I assumed the reason why I thought about her so much is because I would constantly see her on my timeline. You know what I mean? She posted consistently on her Instagram. And sometimes the stuff that she would post would be kind of provocative. Like, I remember one time she was wearing this Princess Peach outfit, like during Halloween time. And she made this one post on her stories where she was like bent all over in the camera and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God. Do you know that I'm ovulating right now? So yeah, it was quite an intense feeling. And, you know, she wouldn't let, you know, link up with me or whatever. So I didn't get the opportunity to see if it was just lust or if it was more than lust. And I was hoping that it was more than that, because I'm not just trying to do, you know what I mean? I actually want a bond, a friendship. I actually want a relationship one day out of someone, you know what I mean, once I get to know them. So anyways, I ended up backing up off of her, like way off of her, because, you know, I really need to focus on myself anyway, because when I really thought about it, I wasn't ready for a relationship. And I'm still not. But no lie, a small part of me was hoping that she would hit me up first. You know what I mean? And when she hit me up, I was available. I was ready and she was ready at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I already done shot my shot. You know what I mean? I really shot. So the ball was in her court. It was no point in me hitting her up. But guess what? She did do something. She didn't inbox me. You know what she did? Now, before I tell you this, I'm going to tell you about some things that happened while I had her on mute, while I was trying to like focus on myself, right? Because it was some very strange things, in my opinion. In my eyes, it was very strange. I don't know. I might have been tripping, but it was really weird. So yeah, I put her on mute. And once I put her on mute, I swear her brother's page kind of started popping up a little more, right? On his timeline, she was posted on there. And then on his stories, she was posted on there. And I'm just like, I never really seen him post her like that. But at that time, it was like a couple of posts. So I put him on mute too. Then after that, like closely after that, there was this IG page that I follow that she also works at. She ended up working at after I followed them. You know what I mean? And they were throwing this event, this red carpet event, and she was all down the timeline. She was pretty much on every single one of their red carpet event photos. She was like, you know, in all the pictures. I was just like, oh my God, scroll. You know what I mean? Annoying. Then it was also this other page that I followed called Black Flea Market, right? And they were throwing an event. Next thing you know, I seen her on the flyer. Like I seen her name on the flyer. And I'm just like, oh my God, that shit's annoying. Scroll. Then, like, right after that, I'm on my way to work, right? And right before I get off of the freeway, you know, where the exit is and stuff, when you're getting off on the ramp, right there by the exit, her name was spray painted right by the exit. Or really, it was like, I guess, this stencil that she used, and it has her stage name on it. And it says, who the fuck is, you know, whatever her name is. Who the fuck is blank? And that was spray painted right there, like using her stencil. And I was like, oh my God. So every day when I'm going into work, I had to see that because that was on my exit. But it wasn't there too long because probably about like a week later, I don't know if it was the city or whatever, but somebody painted over it with gray paint. And not on no hater shit, but I was like, good. I'm glad. Yeah, but that shit was so annoying. I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Because I swear it was like back to back to back, just her name everywhere, whether it was on my IG or whether it was on my way to work. It was just like bam, 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 her, Shayla, Shayla, Shayla. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm all like, yo, God, is this a sign? Am I delusional? Bitch, you did voodoo on me? Yeah, anyway, so about 6 or 7 months down the line, she posted on her IG, like she posted a carousel where it's like a whole bunch of pictures and stuff or videos. And in her caption, she labeled each, you know, picture and stuff like, oh, one is this. And then on one of them, probably like number 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know which one it was, but one of them was captioned, I love my girlfriend, with like a heart next to it. And I'm just like, girlfriend? Girlfriend?
Oh my God. Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla.
Boy, I cried so hard, I thought I was outside in the rain. Just kidding, I didn't cry. No lie, I was so tempted to inbox her. I'm just like, I didn't even know what I was gonna say to her. I'm gonna be like, oh, so you got a girlfriend? Can she fight? But yeah, I didn't do any of that, you know what I mean? I just simply just unfollowed her. Like, that'll show her. But yeah, no lie, my feelings were a little bit hurt. And I hate to admit that, because if anybody knows me, like really knows who I am, they know that I'm not really into feelings and stuff. Like, I could be pretty emotionally detached, mostly because I'm really sensitive. Like, my feelings are so big and so deep. I kind of have to compartmentalize them and kind of like store them away or try to completely throw them away, because, you know what I mean, life goes on and I gotta go to work no matter what. So fuck feelings. But yeah, my little feelings was hurt. My little ego was bruised or whatever, you know, because then it was like actual rejection. Like, it was like, it wasn't straightforward, but it was like actual rejection. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so it's not that you didn't want to date. You just didn't want to date me. No lie, I was calling her all type of B words. I'm like, wow, you lying ass Leo. And, you know, I'm really questioning this stuff. Like, well, why did she pick her? Why did she date her? Why didn't she give me a chance? I'm like, did it have something to do with status? Did it have something to do with money? But then I'm like, wait, she said she doesn't care about that. She said she doesn't care about who you know or what you do for a living. She cares about who you are. Like, if she fucks you, she fucks you for who you are, right? So then I start thinking, oh, she thinks I'm ugly, guys. Like, what? I mean, I think I'm cool. Mosquitoes like me. I don't know, man. I mean, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know what I mean? Also, I got like a bit of cushion to me and stuff, you know. I'm chubby, you know what I mean, right now. Uh but you know, I just wish she was a little bit more direct instead of like a subtle curve and stuff, you know what I mean? I wish it was more like, hey, you're not really my type, instead of lying. Like she could have just straight up told me the truth. Not necessarily like in a harsh way, but just being like straight up, like, you know, telling me that I'm not really her type, whether it was a finance thing, which doesn't make sense, or a looks thing, which also doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and she would have said that, I would have been okay with that. Would it have hurt? Yeah, rejection doesn't feel good, but it hurts more when it's like, you know what I mean, when the person's like lying to you and shit, and it's just like, you could have just straight up just told me that. Like, I could take rejection. I'm a grown ass woman, okay? Okay, I'm just popping in here, and y'all probably like, this doesn't really go with the aesthetics of the video, but I forgot to put this in here. Sorry for the background noise. I got roosters in my neighborhood. That's just how my city is. But yeah, I had to put this in there because I was talking about attractiveness and stuff, and how, you know, the girl doesn't really think I'm cute, or at least that's what I got from it, right? But I wanted to say, you know who do think I'm cute? I'm gonna tell you a little side story. So the other day, this actually happened last year, the end of last year. I was at my auntie's house watching over my grandma. You know what I mean? Granny sitting. And y'all probably like, why? Well, because my grandma is in her 90s. I believe she's 94 or 95. She might be 96. But you know, my grandma's up there in age. And my grandma also has dementia. So a lot of times she doesn't remember who people are or where she's at. You know what I mean? So before my auntie left, you know, for the day so that I could watch her, she told me to not let her sleep no longer than 10 a.m., no later than 10 a.m., right? So I went to my grandma's room, you know, to keep checking on her. And by the time it was 10 a.m., she still wasn't up. So I went in there and I went to her bed and I'm like, hey, grandma. And she was like, You know, she was already pretty much awake, but she was just laying there. And I'm like, did you have a good night's sleep last night? And she was like, And I'm like, okay, do you recognize who I am? And then she was just like, you're pretty. So I'm just like, what? I was like, I'm pretty. And she was like, I'm like, okay. Well, then, you know, I told her, I was like, well, you know, part of that reason is because of you, you know what I mean? You know, you transferred your genes to my mom, and my mom transferred her genes to me. So, you know, you're a really big reason why I'm pretty. So, you know, you're pretty too, you know? And then I, you know, rubbed on her legs and her feet and stuff to warm up her body so she wouldn't be all stiff and stuff. And then I got her up and I pulled her up and stuff, and I wrapped my arms around her to hug her and rubbed on her back. And I hadn't hugged my grandma in a long time. And it felt really warm and it felt really good. And it just made me feel really good. That whole moment made me feel really good. The hug and her telling me I'm pretty, especially because, like I said, my grandma got dementia. So most likely, she didn't even recognize who I was. But you know what she did recognize? That I'm pretty. Yeah. So that made my whole year of last year, even though it happened at the end of last year, and it made all this year, and it made the rest of my life, I will never forget that. You know what I mean? I would never. So, you know, shout out to my grandma, Ruthie Swanson. You know what I mean? Shout out to her, best grandma in the world. Long live Granny. I love her so much. I'm so grateful for her because you have no idea all the things that she's done for me, including that. And she probably don't even remember it. But yeah, that's all I had to say. But yeah, that irritated me a bit because I'm just like, you really are a liar. You know what I mean? And then I started getting even more irritated because I started to realize something. Now, before I tell you what I realized, before I say this, don't judge me. You're not gonna judge me, right? You're gonna judge me. Okay, so when I had her on mute, sometimes like I would like look at her post or whatever. Not her stories, but just like her post or whatever. And one time she made this Valentine's Day post. You know what I mean? You know, it's talking about love and God is love and all this stuff, right? And of course people were commenting on it. But there was this one particular comment that like stuck out. I'm not sure why it stuck out. But the comment said, "You look like the definition of love." And Shayla replied, "Thanks, babe," with like a hug emoji or whatever like that, right? And I'm all like, who is that, right? So I clicked on the girl's page, right? Being a little detective that I am. And all down her page, all down, like under every single one of this girl's posts, Shayla's in the comments saying something like cheesy, you know, giving her compliments and telling her that she looks cute and, oh, I'm so glad God made you and all this bull twanky. And I'm just like, are they just friends or is this something more? And the only reason I ask that is stuff because, you know, girls compliment each other differently and stuff. They could compliment each other and it could kind of come off like flirty, or they could just really gas each other up. Like, guys don't do that. Guys will put a gorilla emoji and a black heart, or like one of those salute emojis, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because they can't tell each other like, oh, you look good or stuff like that. They're not allowed to compliment each other in that way. But girls, they'll say all type of stuff like, oh, girl, you look good. You look so fine. You know what I mean? For the win, trophy. Oh, you digging in me. But yeah, the energy felt like it was a bit more. It felt like, I'm like, that seems like a bit flirty. I don't know. But then I remember one day, right? Shayla had posted on her stories showing off her nails, right? She had just got her nails done. And she captured it, grippers. So then I inboxed her and I said, grip these titties. And she said, well, she didn't say anything. She just laugh reacted like she thought it was funny. And she screenshotted that and posted it on her stories, right? And she was like, oh, my DMs are in shambles and stuff. Now, right after she posted that screenshot, right after that, she posted a picture of this girl. She didn't post the girl's face though. She posted her from like the neck down. And the girl was wearing like, not lingerie, but kind of like a tank top and like some little shorts. And she was like sitting on her knees, kind of looking sexy. It was like some comfortable at home clothes type of stuff. And she captioned that one, "I can't wait for you to get home, babe." And I'm looking like, can't wait for you to get home, babe. That's your roommate? Is that one of your friends that's out of town? What you mean? I'm fucking dumb, bro. You know, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, am I delusional? Am I tripping? Bitch, you did voodoo on me. But yeah, anyways, I started to realize something. I started to put everything together and I'm just like, oh, she been had a girlfriend. So the girl she posted saying, oh, I love my girlfriend after that 6 or 7 months, the girl that was in her comments saying you look like the definition of love, and I clicked it and she was under every single one of her posts, the same girl that she posted, oh, I can't wait for you to get home, babe, it's all the same girl. And she posted that well over a year ago, like the whole like I can't wait for you to get home, babe. She posted that way over a year ago. And like I said, she was under her post, and that had been like far back. You know what I mean? She been with that girl. Like she been with that girl for a few years or so. So when I hit her up asking her out and I was like, hey, you want to go out on a date? And she said she doesn't have the space to date because she's focused on her career. She was already dating somebody. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm all like, yo, why is she low-key hiding it? You know what I mean? Low-key. I'm just like, that's so weird. It's like, why didn't she say that she had a girlfriend when I asked her out? Instead of saying like, oh, I don't got the space to date because I'm focused on my career. She said, I don't got the space. She should have said, I don't got the space to date because I'm already dating somebody. I'm married. You know what I mean? But she didn't say that. And so that was really weird and real questionable. I don't know. Maybe she was in a she's in a relationship and they had like an on and off phase, and at the time they was off, and she just said that. I don't know. Am I giving her the benefit of the doubt? Should I give her the benefit of the doubt? Hell nah, fuck that. Then later on, I got some info, a background check. I didn't do this background check. Somebody else did it on their own. I didn't ask them to do this. And this information is from somebody that is very trustworthy. It comes from a very reliable source. You know what I mean? And this information got back to me. And all I gotta say is that girl is a player. Like a player. I'm not gonna say everything that my source told me, but you know, all I know is I'm scared of her. Like, I'm for sure scared because the stuff that he told me scared the shit out of me. I'm like, hold up, you be into what type of shit? You know what I mean? But yeah, the whole thing is she's a fucking player. All right, no lie, that info surprised me because I assumed she was a good girl. Like, no lie, I thought she was one of them good girls with a big heart, with, you know, good intentions, and she wouldn't go around just hurting people. Boy, was I wrong. That girl be on demon time. I'm like, oh shit, like, am I delusional? Bitch, you did voodoo on me? But not for real though. I think I was projecting like my own characteristics onto her, my qualities onto her. You know what I mean? Because she's not at all how I thought she was, like at all. This is why you shouldn't make assumptions. But yeah, she really surprised me because the way she portrays herself, it was kind of deceiving. Like, she had this whole post about like God is love and all these beautiful words and all this stuff. But after that new info, I'm like, oh, yo, like, I'm shocked. I mean, nobody's perfect, but damn, I thought she was a lover girl. She's more like Drake certified lover girl. You know what I'm talking about? Like his photo album cover where it's like a whole bunch of pregnant women on there. She's like on that type of time. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she fucks with dudes too, because of different things that she's posted before, I was like, you know, kind of questioning her sexuality and stuff. Especially because one time she posted herself, like she screenshotted herself or like photoshopped herself into a picture where she was surrounded by like 5 or 6 big buff black dudes, right? Like they were big as hell, right? And she captioned it, me in the future with my brother husbands. And I was like, brother husbands? What the fuck does that be, right? Well, I didn't know what she was trying to say. And then I started to get it. I'm like, oh, brother husbands, like sister wives. So basically she was saying she was going to be like a polygamist and she was going to have more than one husband. And I'm like, oh, she funny for that. And her her little ass will get demolished. And y'all probably sitting there asking, but don't you got a girlfriend? I thought you said she had a girlfriend. Yeah, she still got a girlfriend. Now, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if she's cheating on her. I don't know if they're in an open relationship and the girl is aware of what's going on. I don't know. You know what I mean? They might have something, you know, going on where everything is okay. Like she's okay with her doing that. Or she just might be a cheater. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But yeah, you know what? I'm still a little hurt. Because if she was getting out there like that, you know what I mean? If she's a player like that, why the fuck she didn't try to play me? Why the fuck she didn't try to add me to her roster? She think I'm ugly, yo. Oh no. I don't know. Or maybe she realized that I was actually trying to get to know her and stuff, and she realized that I wasn't one of them type of girls, so she was just kind of like, let me not do that to her. You know what I mean? And let me go fuck with these other women that are okay with that type of shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? All I know is her rejecting me was a good thing. You know what I mean? I dodged a bullet or a bazooka, a grenade, a tank. Because, you know, if things would have turned out differently, like if she would have actually accepted my offer and actually gave me a chance, and then I gave her my heart, like, here you go, she probably would have took that shit and been like, damn, wow, this is nice. This is a big, beautiful heart. You actually care about me. This is wow. And shoot, to be honest, she probably wouldn't even gave a fuck either. She probably wouldn't even try to blame me somehow. Like, it's your fault you got hurt. You let me hurt you. It probably would have been real easy for her to crush my heart or like pop my heart because she be having like these really long nails, right? You know what I mean? I be wondering like, how she wipe her booty? You know what I mean? She probably gotta get the toilet paper and like wrap it around like this. You know what I mean? Like a Grand Theft Auto character and shit. You know, the ones that be gang banging and shit. And it'll be very fitting for her too, because her favorite color is green. All she gotta do is wrap the bandana around her shit and shit. You know, so anytime she's over, you know, sitting on the toilet, she can just be like, Grove Street, nigga. But yeah, I had ideas of where this thing could have went. You know what I mean? We could have went on all type of little cute dates and stuff. I could have invited her over and we could have ate snacks and built Legos together while we vibed out to some music. I could have even showed her my little playlist of songs that have been sampled. You know what I mean? Really show her my music taste and stuff like that. And she could show me hers and we could have like exchanged some shit. You know what I mean? I could have funded her candle addiction that she told me about and bought her flowers. You know what I mean? We could have went out for tacos and palomas, because I know that's one of her favorite drinks or whatever. Then again, she could have lied about all that shit. I don't know what the truth is. Is your favorite color really green? Is your moon sign really Pisces? Am I delusional? Bitch, you did voodoo on me? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But anyways, that didn't happen because she rejected me. And I'm glad. You know what I mean? Because after finding out the things I found out about her, I'm scared of her. Like, she seems dangerous, you know what I mean? And it's no judgment or whatever, because I understand why she's operating like that, like why she's functioning like that in this world. You know what I mean? She's a very damaged person, and I have a lot of empathy for her. See, because it's clear that she was very hurt in her past, most likely when she was a child. You know what I mean? Somebody either abandoned her, rejected her, abused her, neglected her. I don't know. Either way, I just know she wasn't loved properly. And because of that, I want to fuck that person up or fuck those people up, because it's like, fuck that person or those people. Shit, I low-key want to hit her up and be like, you want to jump them together? You want to fuck them up together? You know, now she's carrying herself in this world, not allowing, you know, space for her own vulnerability, for intimacy. Everything is really just surface level, and there's a mask on, you know what I mean? Despite what she might show to the world, I know that deep down, she does not love herself. Like, no lie, I wish that I could like hold her and like kiss her on the forehead, you know what I mean? I wish I could like crawl inside of her brain and like kiss all the parts that hurt, you know what I mean? I wish I could protect her. I wish I could do a lot of good things for her. I wish I could heal her, but I can't. And like I said, it's no judgment, you know what I mean? I'm in the process of learning how to love myself better and stuff, because I could be pretty guarded myself. Like, I'd be questioning, like, you know, when are you going to show me who you really are and what you really want? You know what I mean? When are you going to show me that you don't really care about me? When are you going to hurt me? When are you going to show me that you don't give a fuck about me? When? You know what I mean? Just insecurities. self-esteem issues. And I know that she pretty much feels the same way, you know? So I understand her. We actually have a lot in common, to be honest. The difference is I stay in solitude to avoid getting hurt. Her, on the other hand, she goes around hurting people before they can hurt her. You know what I mean? Just stabbing and shooting niggas, leaving a trail of wet panties and broken hearts, looking for her next victim. And oh my God, I'm so glad I wasn't one of them. But yeah, I truly wish her the best. You know, I hope that she forgives those people, forgive those situations in the past, forgive herself. You know what I mean? Which is not always easy because, shit, I've been known to hold grudges. But yeah, we're not going to carry that hurt energy into new situations and new relationships, because just because this person did that doesn't mean this new person is going to do that. These are two different people. So I have to give everybody a fair chance, which I'm not going to lie, it's very hard for me to do. But I pray one day that she is truly healthy, happy, and healed one day. For real, for real. Because stuff that she does and what other people do, addictions, I have addictions myself. You know what I mean? I eat pretty good. You know what I mean? All those things, it may make you feel good at the moment, temporarily, but down the line, it's just going to make it worse and worse. It's just going to make you feel worse. Most addictions are not good for you. It's not helpful. It's really just like putting a Band-Aid over a big ass gaping hole. It's not doing anything. Or really, it's like putting fuel to a fire. It's just making it worse. So yeah, truly, I started to understand the only thing that's going to fill that void, that's going to fill a person's spirit, that's going to, you know, mend that brokenness is love. True love, unconditional love, real love. And it has to be love for self first and foremost. You know what I mean? And it's stages to it. You know what I mean? I've been going through this process since like 2020, learning how to love myself. I had to first learn who I was, and then I had to accept who I was. And I still haven't fully done that yet. This is a process, bro. I wish it was just a button I could press. And I'm just like, I love myself. I have high self-esteem. I have confidence. I trust myself. You know what I mean? Now I'm able to do that for somebody else. I wish it was just easy like that, but it's not. But as long as you're trying and you're working to get there, that's all that matters. But it is going to take time. Be patient. You know what I mean? We got to be patient with ourselves. So from this experience, I learned not to chase people. I also learned to not try to prove my value to someone. Also learned that looks are deceiving and that I shouldn't assume. You know what I mean? I knew these things, or, you know, some of these things, but it was definitely like put into my face again, and it was like amplified, like really teaching me a lesson. You know what I mean? Also, another thing that I learned is if you shoot your shot and you get ignored, shoot at them for real. And the last thing that I learned, I think it's the last thing that I learned. I can't think of nothing else that I learned. But the last thing that I could think of that I learned is that rejection is God's protection. Like, no lie, no cap. When they say that shit is real. You be getting rejected from a person or a job or some place or a friend or somebody you trying to be friends with, a friend group, any type of place. If they're not accepting you, if that person's not fucking with you and stuff, it's most likely a good thing. And you should just accept it for what it is, or I should accept it for what it is, and just move on. Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt a little bit. It's like, damn, I got rejected. Rejection does not feel good. But ultimately, it just means that you don't belong there. you don't belong in that space, you don't belong with that person. God has something better for you. You know what I mean? There's another place that you actually fit into. You know what I mean? So yeah, God's that rejection is God's protection. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I learned. And that's pretty much the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, give it a like, a little thumbs up. If you got anything to say about the video, or if you got any questions or whatever, or even constructive criticism, I'll take that too. Comment it below or inbox me, whatever. But you can comment it below. You know what I mean? Subscribe if you don't already got a subscription. You know what I mean? And tune in next time, because I'm about to come out with another story time real soon. It's already in the works as you're watching this. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. But yeah, also follow my socials, mainly follow my TikTok. It's the same name as this one, June Dagoon. You know what I mean? It should be in my bio or in the description or whatever. So yeah, follow me on TikTok or whatever, June Dagoon, or whatever social media platform you want or that you have. Follow me on there, okay? But yeah, later guys. Peace, loves.